You dream every night. Now, you might be yelling at me that you don't, but you're wrong. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Everyone dreams, even animals. Hello lovers and dreamers, Lisette here for D-News. When your head hits the pillow at night and you fall into deep slumber, you dream. And we're not alone. According to new and, well, some old research, animals are dreamers too. Of course, there's no way to ask an animal once it wakes up if it was dreaming, but science points to yes, most animals dream. And it all comes back to rapid eye movement, or REM. We sleep in stages. REM sleep is the final stage in your sleep cycle and when dreaming occurs. Like a lot of things in the brain, it is still a mystery. But scientists think REM sleep has to do with storing memories and learning. When REM sleep starts, your body sends signals to your cerebral cortex, where learning, organizing, and thinking occur. Signals are also sent to your spinal cord where neurons are shut off. This causes temporary paralysis of your limb muscles so you don't act out your dreams. Meanwhile, random signals are also sent to your cortex, and some scientists think this is where dreams come from. They think dreams are your brain trying to make sense of these random signals, creating something like a story. So basically, if scientists observe REM sleep in animals, they can conclude that those animals are dreaming. Or to put it in a more sciencey way, Patrick McNamara, director of Evolutionary Neurobehavior Laboratory at Boston University, says it is reasonable to suppose that animals have something like what we call dreams. Until recently, REM sleep cycles were only seen in mammals and some birds, but researchers in Germany might have discovered that reptiles dream too. Researchers put probes inside the brains of 5 bearded dragons to measure electrophysical activity while they slept, and they found that they had sleep stages similar to that of REM in humans. So, dreams, or again, something like what we call dreams. The lizards average 350 REM cycles, lasting about 80 seconds each. To put that into context, humans can experience 5 REM cycles a night of more than an hour each. But REM sleep isn't the only way we've been able to tell animals dream. Scientists can watch animals sleep and how they move, just like your family pooch. But remember how the brain paralyzes us so we don't act out our dreams? Well, in 1959, a French neuroscientist altered the part of a cat's brain that is responsible for this. So when the cat fell asleep, it moved all sorts of ways. Scientists observed it raising its head, arching its back, and overall appearing as if it were stalking or hunting prey. And scientists have even studied what animals dream about. Research done at MIT looked at rats' brain patterns when they were in REM sleep and found they were similar to brain patterns measured when they were running through a maze when awake. They figured the rats were dreaming about their daily maze running. The two measurements were so aligned that scientists could conclude where the rats were in the dream maze. A study was also done on zebra finches that found they might be practicing their songs while they slept. But what does this all mean? Well, it helps us understand our brain a little bit more, but also a little bit more about evolution. If a similar sleep pattern is occurring in the brains of mammals, birds, and lizards, that means it likely existed in our common ancestor, the amniote, which existed about 320 million years ago, suggesting sleep patterns may have evolved 100 million years earlier than we previously thought. Do you dream about crazy things? Maybe you should start an online dream journal through a website. Domain.com can help you do that. No domain extension will help you tell your story like a .com or .net domain name. And because you watch D-News, you can get 15% off Domain.com's names and web hosting by using the code DNews when you check out. But even with all that, sleep is still pretty crazy. Over on D-News Plus, Trace looked at lucid dreaming, dream monitors, and even if we could someday record what we're dreaming about. Check it out here.
After hooking people up to electroencephalographs, they found that they were in REM sleep by looking at their brainwaves. Then, by signaling with their eye movements, with predetermined eye movements, they were able to say that they were aware of their dreaming.
What's the craziest dream you've had lately? Running mazes, stalking prey? Share your thoughts in the comments and remember to subscribe so you never miss an episode of D-News. Thanks for watching.